what's going down in you.
Welcome to the How Do You View You podcast today with your host, Griffinstein. Today we have three men, black men, living these lives and trying to be better every day. You want to introduce yourselves?
Yes, I'm Dante from Richmond, California.
Yes, my name is Fahim Al-Qadir, better known as Lejon Reese. That's my birth name. I changed my name in 1992 when I became Muslim.
I'm Patrick Scott. I'm out of North Oakland, of course. And I just want to say that my Muslim name is Hampton. And I'm having a nice day. Thank you for letting us introduce ourselves.
It's all good. So look, today we just gonna, focus on what y'all focus on, what you're trying to do in life, and stories that is unfortunately is the typical American story. When people think about it, they don't want to, they watch. A lot of people as observers, but they don't get involved in stuff. So that's what we trying to talk about, is stuff that we can do to help. So no kids, even grown-ups. I mean, because, I've been, dudes be like 30, 40 years old and still be really childlike.
Yes.
Really childlike.
They haven't left the infantile state.
As a human, when does your story start? I mean, because I know if somebody abuses you, they say, I don't know this for sure. If they abuse you when you 5 or 6 years old, things happen, and then you go down this road. So when did you know who you were? Like, or what you thought you were supposed to be? I guess I should say that.
Well, for me, it's sad to say, but it took me a long time to find myself, and it started, in 1987 when I caused murder case. Something that that shouldn't have happened. And the time that they gave me, 43 to life, I wasn't expecting to ever get out of prison. But I can remember sitting in juvenile hall at 17, and I was just sitting there. It's like, I need to change my life. I need to change my way of thinking. And so I had to dig deep into myself to find me. And I started by reading the Bible. And the reason why I say that is because I couldn't read. Just going through life, couldn't read. And that, who you tell that you can't read.
Yeah, that's...
So that's what it started. That's what it started for me, to really dig into myself to find me, because I didn't like who I was growing up.
That's a real thing, though.
Yes.
Like, so certain people, they'll not like themselves,
Yes.
but they will put that on other people. Whether it's pain or whether it's suffering, they will make other people suffer if they're suffering. So, what questions? So, is there a specific book that you read? And no, I mean a book of the Bible. I'm sorry, but any specific?
I just picked the Bible up and started reading it.
Wow.
Read the whole Bible.
Oh yeah, I haven't done that. I've never
The whole
done that.
Bible. But that was my starting point.
Yeah.
And like I said, it's sad because tragedy had to happen for me
you
to wake up. So it's kind of like bittersweet. But it made me a better person. The person I am today. I mean, I don't even think like I used to think growing up.
That's huge, though.
Yes, it is. And growing up for me, I used to idolize different people. The pimps, the players, the hustlers. The Macs, and I wanted to be like them.
Yeah.
The people that I seen, the Charlie Birds, the Sonnies, KD, and all these different brothers that I seen growing up.
Yeah.
The nice cars, got the women, the perms, the Jerry curls, the jewelry. I wanted to be like that. So I was searching for somebody else's identity. I wasn't searching for my own identity.
Because you didn't know, yeah.
Exactly.
You didn't know.
And it's also sad to say that I used to race motorcycles growing up. I could have been one of the first black motocross racers back then.
Yeah.
So it was set. My path was set for me, but I just choose not to go down that path,
way. Yeah.
Because I was so infatuated by the things that I seen outside of my home, my grandparents' home.
Man. What about you, Fire?
I think my change occurred through many parts of my life. I think back when I was age 13, I was always athletic. and I was playing Pop Warner football for the Richmond Steelers. And so when I was diagnosed with a heart murmur, what was called Wolff Parkinson White, you know, I could have died. And so that turning point in my life, where I couldn't play football anymore, I turned to the streets. And so I used that heart murmur, Wolff Parkinson White, as a stepping stone or as a way to segue to a life of crime.
Yeah.
You know, instead of just being a youth, being a teen, and trying to do some other things and staying in school. So it started me.
That heart murmur means you can't do anything strenuous?
To this day, I have many tests ran on me, and I do a lot of strenuous things right now.
Oh, okay.
It don't affect me, and so I just have to get monitored. So every couple months I go to the doctor. I just went in August.
Okay.
Everything, been on EKGs and things like that. And
It doesn't exist anymore, or
yeah, it's still
exists?
there. I still have it for the rest of my life. They wanted to do surgery on me. But I never let it happen when I was incarcerated.
Yeah.
You know, like Dante was saying, you know, when I received 43 years of life also, you know, and during that time, I was one of those wild childs who didn't know who I was. Yeah. And I was deaf, dumb, and blind. I was deceived and duped by so much things, you know, with dealing with learned behavior. And so just growing up in the street life, going through the penal system.
Yeah.
And I believe when I started praying, once I accepted Islam, and even though my life was still on a downward spiral, but I started seeing change. And once I started recognizing that positive change within myself, and I knew that, okay, here's a turning point I didn't have peace. So once I started receiving a peace in myself, and I started seeing peace, and I started seeing how other people started gravitating towards me and creating brotherhoods and sisterhoods and things of that nature, I said, okay, now I'm on the right path to do positive things to myself so I can take it back to the society and give back for the things that I helped destroy. And so I knew being on that path, that this change have to happen, this change have to happen, this change have to happen. So that's why I said it was multiple things in my life that led to change.
Do you think you were always surrounded by these positive things, but you didn't have the perception to see it? Because, you know, like the glass half empty, half. If you see bad, or if you live, you just see it all the time. So I was wondering do you think it was always around you, the positivity, and you just picked up on it? Because it's, you know, like if your girl cheating on you,
No. The positive didn't happen until after I was incarcerated.
So it didn't even happen. You don't think it was even nowhere around you until you got.
I grew up in a household with my grandparents. You know, my dad was in prison, or actually at the age of 9 years old, 1979, I haven't seen my dad. So he was on the run from the FBI. And so I heard so many stories about him, his lifestyle, the things that he lived. Yeah. And then a lot of my uncles and family members they was in the street life. Yeah. And so that negativity was already spawned upon me. Yeah. And so I saw it growing up inside the house and outside the house.
And it's the people you looked up to.
Right.
So yeah, why would you do anything different?
And I saw it, so I knew that even though I was a young guy growing up, I had negative and positive because, like I said, I was playing sports. I was doing things. I used to see him ride motorcycles. I had their motorcycles. You know what I mean? And so it was a gift and a curse. Yeah. Because I had this and I had that, but I chose to go left instead of right. And here I am today. And, you know, I'm happy to say that it's a beautiful thing to be sitting right here to be able to.
I'm glad that you're here. I'm glad you're here. P, what about you?
I mean. For me, I wanted to say to them too, man, that I recognized things. Now, I met DT before I met Fahim, I believe. No, I met DT, and what was that, Byron?
Byron, yes.
I think I was 14. My mother stayed in Richmond, but I grew up in North Oakland. So seeing them now, seeing us as older men, you know, we all 50, you know, and the thing is, it's a beautiful thing to sit here and be able to talk about, you know, where we were and how we came about. So for me, I go into, it's amazing how the mind rotates, how we develop the mind. Like that back then, I was instilled with morals and principles. I had a mother and father, a stepfather. My father was an alcoholic, you know what I mean? But it didn't impact me because I didn't see it, you know. But as far as my stepfather, he's still with my mother today, 48 years.
Oh, wow.
But going outside the household, right? She instilled me with the principles that she wanted me to have, but I didn't have my own. Those was the principles from my mom. So when I left home, when I went outside and I seen guys doing certain things, right? I adopted those principles because I had no identity.
Yeah.
I only had my mother's identity. Now my mother's identity, I can't take that everywhere.
No.
It's okay with my mother's eyes, but when I go outside my household, hey, I say you mama's boy, or that don't work over here.
Yeah.
So I had to adopt the principles of the environment that I was at. So for me, I was always good in school. You know what I mean? I was always like a people person. I think for me, it was the loyalty factor for me. I always wanted to be loyal to something. I always liked the brotherhood. So when I was introduced to Islam, it brought me what I was searching for. Now, my loyalty to the streets and all these things, what they decorate to the streets, it was just the community that I was in.
Yeah.
I was all in. So if someone tried to harm somebody that I cared about, I felt through my morals and ethics that I adopted from them that was wrong. So I didn't know right from wrong at that time. I didn't know what to stand on, what was right, and what was wrong. You know what I mean? So I moved with the current, so to speak.
Yeah.
So I suffered what we call identity crisis. I didn't really know who I was. I was too young to figure that out. So that's why for the most part, we raised to a certain age till we can get us to college. Our parents. Yeah. Because we still in an identity crisis.
Yeah, I believe
we
that.
don't really truly know who we are until we go to get to college and start adopting things on our own.
On your own.
In a positive environment. The sad thing for us is that we never made it to college. We went to prison.
Which is a kind of college.
So we still growing.
Yeah.
That's why they got this thing, and I'm quite sure we'll enlighten on that. The thing they got the Youth Offender Act, where they deem us, our brains ain't even developed till we like 25. So we still searching.
What now?
It's called it's a Youth Offender Act where they have these psychologists. When young men come to prison at a certain age, they don't deem us really adult till we 25 to make sound decisions. You know what I mean?
So what does the act do? It determines each person's maturity?
Yeah, what they do, they'll see you do many tests, clinical psychologists, psychiatrists. Basically, they're going to see you do so many tests, like they repping your mind. They re-repping your mind, re-repping your thinking, have you redeveloping different thoughts. So they try to dig so deep to where they come up now, as he was saying, is that once you reach your adulthood, your maturity level doesn't occur till you reach the age 25. And they have adopted so many with these bills to allow juveniles to get out of prison.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, and so
At 25.
Yes, by 25, but you're at the age of 25, your 25th year in prison. But they saying they say you don't reach the understanding of maturity till age 25.
Wow.
Like, for example, I give you something like, I committed my crime when I was 19, right? Before the youth offender came in, I was presented as an adult, and I was cognizant of what I've done. You understand?
Yeah.
So they looked at the penal system, right, was saying that, okay, he's an adult, we're going to treat him as an adult, we're going to try him as an adult, he's going to be convicted as an adult, right? So when this bill came about, it said, hey, he was 19 at the time. And when the bill came out, it was like 40, 41 when they started really looking into it.
Oh, wow.
So they're saying that since I caught my case at 19, I still should be treated as a youth offender, meaning that take him to the stage of when he first got convicted. What was his mindset? He was a youth. So they can't hold me accountable as you would do a 25, 26-year-old. You know what I mean? Because his mind has formulated. The same for example when you say you went to college. Going to college, you come out of college, you do the 4 years, you're 22, 23 years old.
Yeah.
You start to have a different mindset at that time when you come out of college.
Yeah.
So those are the factors that came into play. So when you ask me the question about, who I was then, so opposed to who I am now, we all agreed we didn't really know who each other was in search. So.
It was crazy when you said, not crazy, but it was, my mother just called me yesterday. She lives in North. I said, Mama, if I see a man, black man, in the street getting hurt by police, what you want me to do? Like, what would you be most proud of me to do? She said, take a picture and send it to his family to let him know that the police did it. I don't want you getting involved. Those are my mama's morals. That's what you was talking about. Those are my mama's morals. Yes. I don't want to be that person. I don't want to think it feels cowardice, but I think as a mother, it's protecting her young. Mm-hmm. I never really thought about what she would think. Like, my mama wouldn't parade up the street. Yeah, my son died because he was protected. She's not. She's going to be mad at me. So when you say you don't know who you are, it's certain decisions that pop up. Nah, I don't know who I am.
Absolutely.
I don't know. I don't always know. I know I like fat bitches. I know that for sure. But am I going to risk my yeah. So I don't know. That's why that touched me when you said that. And it seems like everybody said that it was a blessing and a curse. I'm going to remember that because that might be the name of y'all podcast.
Right,
y'all,
right.
For such a long time incarcerated. Shit, how do you come out? Like, first day. What's that first day?
My first day, when I came home, well, I had a cell phone. I had a legal cell phone all the way till it was time for me to come home.
Oh.
For real. So that morning, I made the calls I needed to make, and I passed my cell phone off. So I knew my family, but some of us going to be waiting on me in the visiting room or outside. So
wow.
When I came home, a lot of my cousins, about 4 or 5 of my cousins, my aunties, my uncle, they all was outside waiting on me.
That's good.
Yeah, it was good because, 2 of the females who I was with at the time, they supposed to have been there. Well, one of them,
neither one?
Yeah, she wasn't there. And so I had to traverse another way. But,
yeah.
Yeah, but when I came out that door, it was so much joy. I cried like a baby. I cried like a baby. I was nervous, and just watching them just look at me, you know what I mean, and hug me. It was just like life's just beginning.
Man,
life just beginning.
The rebirth.
I can see the walls behind me. I say never again. But I also thought that it's a lot of those up in there who still need to feel this what I'm feeling right now.
Yeah.
And I think about that every day. So my first day out, it was just blessing. I went to Pancake House. We sat there and talked right down the street in Folsom. And then my cousin Harvey, he gave me a ride home. You know what I mean? He gave me a ride home. He was in his in the Benz, and so we were just riding. We were just talking, listening to Johnny Guitar Watson on the way home.
Goddamn.
He said, man, this is just for you. You know what I mean? He put some money in my hand. He said, there ain't much, cuz, but here. And that's my first day. First few hours.
That's good.
I mean, for me, I thought I wasn't never getting out. I mean, I'm just gonna keep it clean. So just listening, to Fahim, say his first day, I get emotional because I'm quite sure we all probably thought that at one point in time that we might die in prison.
Yeah.
Right. So for me, like I said, it's still emotional, even though I almost been out almost 4 years. It's still emotional for me because to see that day, to walk out, of prison, it's like man, because I was told you going to the end of the world, old Folsom, when I first went to prison, and I was like, cast, make it up out of there.
Yeah.
So it was a blessing. I'm grateful.
Can you lean in?
I'm grateful, that I made it out. My wife was there. She was there for 17 years. Straight held it down.
Yeah.
And it was a beautiful thing, just to be able to see her on that side. Mm-hmm. I got up 3-something in the morning. I had a cell phone too. I got up about 3 o'clock in the morning and told her, baby, it's time. I see you on the other side of these gates. And flushed my cell phone. And after that, I was feeling real blessed to be able to.
That's good.
To be able to walk out of Folsom State Prison. That people say that's the end of the world. People usually don't make it up out of there. And just to be able to walk up out of them gates, that was the first prison I went to. So when they sent me back to Old Folsom, I said, okay, this is the first prison I went to, and this is where I'm going to leave up out of here. when they sent me back and never look back.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what I did. And like I said, you know, the feeling is so overwhelming. You know, especially when you're having a life sentence. And I mean, because you feel okay, well, I might get out and I might not. You know, but it's more 95% of the chance that you might not get out. You know, because of the things that goes on in prison.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, could have lost my life, anything.
Yeah.
You know, so, or I could have committed suicide. You know, it depends on my, you know, my mentality.
Where you was at in your mind,
in my mind.
Yeah.
I mean, because people figure, okay, well, hey, I can't do the time, so let me go jump off the tier. You know, so to be able to make it through all that with a sane mind is truly a blessing from Allah, from God. You know, because God, you know, gave me the strength, gave us all the strength. You know, because we all Muslims. My Muslim brothers. And so just to have that unity amongst us is a beautiful thing. And to see us sitting right here, that's beautiful. You know, so
It's against all odds.
Exactly. You know, so that first day I was you know, my mind was blown away, but I thank Allah for blessing me to be able to step out of Folsom State Prison in 2016. Truly a blessing. You know, and I still feel good, and I still get emotional. I mean, to see us.
Matter of fact, that's interject. But the day before we left, what was that? 2 days we sat in front of the cell and cried and everything. Yeah. We making prayer. I turned around, he crying.
Yeah, I
It was a beautiful thing because we knew he was gone. He got the confirmation. Wow. He gone.
Yeah, after doing 29 and a half years, almost 30 years, so just 3 decades. You know, going in, you know, at 17 and then coming out at 46. You know, so it's truly a blessing. So, like I said, the feeling was overwhelming. You know, to be able to be free, you know, from the bondage.
Yeah.
You know, it's truly a blessing. And then I, like I said, want to thank you for having us here too.
Oh yeah, anything we can do.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, man, I mean, that's powerful because we grew up in prison, you know.
Yeah.
It's hard to explain it, but I try to give you some insight as much as best as I can. But I remember we used to all be on the 5th tier in Folsom. Mm-hmm. And every day, one of us is having a bad day. That's just how it is. It's prison life. And so what we did was, you know, for the sake of Allah, we stayed, you know, on the deen, which is a way of life. And we stayed conjuring up with each other. You know, some days we don't feel it. Some days we get antisocial. You know? Hey, you know, and we felt that. I can come to them and I can tell. So I get with you later. Or you all right? That's the first question I'm gonna ask. Yeah. You know, this brother here didn't see me, and this brother didn't see me have psychological breakdowns. You know, because sitting and fighting for. See, I was in a situation too, to where I was dealing with a case. Crime that I do. So, you know, yeah, I have my hands, but the thing was that, you know, I was left with the bag, as they put it, and it was no end in sight because I was dealing with a system that was always calibrating to meet my challenge of being free. You know,
that is ridiculous, but that's the truest words. God damn.
You know what I mean?
That's the truth. God damn. That's the truest thing I've heard in a minute. That it's recalibrated. That's what they set the fence. They're like, oh, okay. You're like, cuz every time I get close, it's moving with me.
Setback.
That is, God damn.
Like 13 appeals. But I always had them, and they always told me, keep fighting. And it was like, man, I kept phones, right? Like they said, not out of necessity, right? But just trying to continue to mend that to society. That's why I think our transition wasn't as difficult as people were expected to be.
You were connected.
I was connected,
Yeah.
yes. And so their biggest thing in the system is to disconnect us. You know what I mean? Disconnect us from your mother, your children, your cousins, your brothers, and all that. That's their biggest thing.
I believe that.
So they can reprogram you into something. Sometimes you become alien, you know? But I only been out since the 18th of April. So I'm still simmering in my freedom.
Everybody showed up. Everybody that you wanted to.
No, I had my wife come get me, but as soon as I got out, I was teetering about calling them. And my wife was like, "Look, let me kick it with you. Let me have." So I said, "Okay,
that makes sense."
But the second day, I lasted.
The second,
I think I lasted. What did I call you? The 20th, 21st?
Nah, you got on Thursday, right?
Yeah.
You called me Saturday.
No, I got out Saturday. I called you Saturday.
No, you got out Saturday. You called me Sunday the next day. Yeah, he called me the next day.
I called him the next day. I was trying.
Tell me the story. What happened?
Huh? I was sitting in my living room. I wanted to make a point. I said, I'm gonna get my mother. I said, I'm gonna let my wife come get me. And then from there, that Monday, my mother has dementia, so I wanted to go see her Monday. So as I'm sitting with her Sunday, I'm just sitting at the house, with her, and she just looking at me. And I was just, sitting there. I was enjoying it, but there was something missing. I want to shout, yell, gossip. I want to gossip with my boys, And I was like, man, I mean, not to take away from her, but I've been through something with them.
Yeah.
And they all got out and they supported me when I was in.
Man,
that's another thing. They literally pulled me out of here, because everybody was worried. I used to go through my spasms to where, I was getting into it with the COs all the time. Just, it was a psychological thing for me, like trying to break my spirit. And if it wasn't for Allah, if it wasn't for me being with the Muslims, and really trying to, like you said, that's big for me, for you to say, find yourself. I had to really find myself, because I knew that my travel needed me to be strong for me to make it out.
That's the only way, really.
Because if you don't, because once you break, you gonna morph into something else.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Absolutely. And they got a gang of gangs. They got a gang of different things. They got drugs. They got, everything mechanism there is to give up is right in front of you.
Yes.
So,
in a confined space.
You know what I mean? And
I don't even know how people really make it through that. I mean, I know it's strict, but that's what this podcast is about. It's the strength.
Yeah. Yes.
That's what you and this lady I went to school with her, and she was talking on Facebook about, is it strength and vulnerability? I was like, you can't be strong without vulnerability. You have to be able to put your hands down and take whatever the world gonna punch you, and then still be like, that's all you got. That's strength.
Right.
So you guys are strong. I mean, it's a strong. I think people think when they think of strength, they think of overly masculine killing, and that's not strength. You can have silent strength. You can have strength and help others. You can have strength. And let others hurt you.
Mm-hmm.
But
it comes from within.
Yeah.
That's where the strength comes from within. And then, like I said, 1996, I became Muslim. But before I became Muslim, I had to find myself first. And I did that. And once I found Islam, that opened up a whole door for me. Reading, about the Prophet, reading the Quran, reading the Bible, because just become a Muslim don't mean I don't read the Bible, because that's one of the books that we believe in.
I have a question about that. How close are they? Since you read them both, how close?
The Old Testament is similar, real similar.
Oh, okay.
The Old Testament, not the New Testament.
Yeah.
So so I read both of them. But more so, my Quran, reading about the Prophet, and reading about the Prophet, may peace and blessings be upon him. Just reading his stories gave me a lot of strength, because the Prophet, Jesus, they went through a whole lot, with the people. So I look at it like this: if they can, go through that and withstand all that, then what I'm going through, I can handle it.
Yeah, that's cool. That's because I'm not religious, but I enjoy people. I enjoy helping, I should say. The power of the Quran, is that what helped you? Or is it the camaraderie of Islam?
It's a combination of different things, but the Quran played a major part. Like I said, reading about the Prophet and how, he, would stand out the ridicule, the backbite and all the things that he went through. So I just, like I said, I looked at my situation, just it's a chip on the shoulder, So with them things, the the Prophet, the Quran, the brothers.
Yeah.
That
strength.
Gave me a lot of strength.
I got you. I got you.
And also, I can't leave out my wife and also her.
Yeah, don't leave her.
Right.
Gave me a lot of strength, to keep pushing. Because it was at times, I just want to give up. I thought about suicide before. But what would that look like?
Yeah. What would that help? Who would that help?
Then I look in the mirror myself, like, for real. I gotta live with myself if I do that, and all the people that I'm hurting.
And all the people that was trying to support you and saying,
exactly.
"Wait a minute, you gave up on us.
Exactly.
You did, yeah."
Exactly. So
Wow.
the strength comes within, and whatever your belief support is, also, because the Quran, the Prophet, the brothers, my wife, a lot of strength.
Damn.
I had to.
That's good.
I had to push and keep focused, and stay focused and come out victory.
How do you stay focused? How do you stay focused? I mean, because it's certain dudes that's in jail. They ain't about it. They whole aim is really hating.
In my opinion, as both of the brothers have said, that when you venture off into the depths of the Quran and understanding Islam, that it means peace, submission to the will of God. And so when you striving for peace and you see others who's not striving for the same thing that you striving for, it makes it a little more easier to step away. Even though we grew up in the streets, even though we see our old homeboys, we see the gang members, we see the Bloods, the Crips, the BGF, all the different things that we see in the pen.
Is that hard? Is that hard to step? Because even with what I'm the level of stuff I'm doing is not what y'all fighting in here every day. But I'm talking about just business, trying to keep a schedule with the podcast, keep the albums coming out, and it's people that just don't move with you. But you grew up together. Right. How do I cut this dude out of my life?
So you might don't necessarily cut them out 100%. They'll cut themselves out.
They do.
So how they gonna cut themselves out? Once they see a strong community, a brotherhood that's praying together, eating together, going through the same thing, they're gonna say, man, I want to continue to use dope but do what I'm doing. I don't feel so. If we feeling good with what we doing, you're gonna alienate your own self. I don't even feel good going around you guys.
Will edit them. I know
right?
that.
And so and that's what happened for me. So once I start getting to myself, gauging my ideas, gauging my habits, changing my principles through the Quran. Once I start praying, once I change my life, they can't believe it. You did this, you doing that? For real? Yeah. So they'll watch you to see if you doing what you doing, see if you stand what you stand on. And the brother's praying to see if he praying. You know what I mean? And I wasn't angelic, throughout my travails, and I'm still not.
Yeah.
Because we all have our struggles. We human.
Yeah.
So I made my mistakes throughout the way, and I continue to make my mistakes. But I still make sure to this day that I hold on to that what helped me survive through the prison, which is praying. Remember, praying 5 times a day. And
5 times?
Praying 5 times a day consistently. Or if I'm at work or anything going on, it's on my mind, and that's going to help. That's going to create the self check. Yeah. So, or I know my brother's gonna check me. He might like today or whenever his phone might go off. The Donna call or prayer might come on. So I know that it's time. What we doing? It's time to stop. Let's go make our prayer. And then once we do that, we can go through the land and do what we was doing.
Wow.
So that helps, and that's where the focus is created at, and that's how we maintain the focus to today. Exactly. Because once you leave that, what helps you, you don't go back.
Oh yeah, why would you leave something that helps you?
You're going to go back.
Yeah.
So that's like now, I can still go to the same neighborhood and see my homeboys out there. What y'all doing? I give them a greeting, how you doing? When it's time to change, I got to motivate to help others over here at the marina come out here and work out with me.
Yeah.
If not, then okay. But if you want to talk to me, if you want to kick with me, this is why I'm at over here. But we ain't finna talk and kick it right here.
Yeah, not right.
And they understand that. Yeah. So you have to put yourself in a position what's firm of piety and stand on that. I'm a man now.
Because they watching.
Right, I'm a man.
Yeah.
I was a boy then, I was a kid. I didn't know no better. But now I'm a man at 50 years old. What you say, you can't move me, you can't deter me now.
Nah. And just to add to what he said, we all kind of formulated our foundation, right, through the Quran. Yeah. Right? But to take it a step further, we had great examples. We had great men that came in prison, and we call them imams. that came in and was patient to teach us
Like
what it
mentors.
is to be adults. Yeah, to be adults. Because they was coming from the streets and was in their times. We had Abdul Rauf, we had Iriki Rashids, we had Muhammad Sharifs, and they would came and giving us an identity what a man is.
Wow.
You know? So, and we would ask them, hey, how you get like that? We still was going through our identity crisis. We was young, 27, 28. You know, we knew what the image of a man is, but to walk that walk is a different thing. So
ain't easy.
so we trying to learn how to walk the walk. We got tired of just speaking on it because we all felt from different respects of where we come from. Man, I'm a real cat. So when we started adopting Islamic principles, we have to be real to that. You know, so how do we do that? You know, okay, we got the Shahada, which is the oath we took to say we bow down to Allah, land the height of Allah. You know what I mean? Which is I believe in nothing but God. You know what I mean? So land the height of Allah.
You know how I heard that's crazy. You know how I heard that? Askari X.
Yeah.
That's exactly how when you said that, no God, but he sung it.
Right.
I know. Wow.
So the further to kind of give you a practical outlook of what we saying being in prison, we had the brotherhood, we had the book, the Quran, and we had good examples, right? And now all we had to do is practice patience and perseverance. You know what I mean?
That's personal.
Patient right striving, striving right patient. So when we break down, we would say that to each other. Hey man, you gotta be patient. You sometimes we try to move so fast we run into a wall.
Yeah.
You can't swallow the whole Quran. You can read it, but you know things and events that happen in your life, the book will reveal itself, and you'll be like, oh, and that'll humble you. You know what I mean?
Wow.
So you know, brotherhood is a beautiful thing when you're loyal to it and you know it's standing on the truth. So that's what I always looking for. You know, I found what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
So now
Something to be
I'm
loyal
hugging
to.
it now. You know what I mean? So, yeah, man. Going off what the brother Dante was saying, man, it's you know, I can't even put it into words how powerful, you know, Islam been in my life, and as well I can speak for those who we bow down. They gotta say, be with those who bow down. You know, so that's how we that's what he said about study the book.
Yeah.
Because when you hear that statement, now I can't hang out with y'all because you ain't with those who bow down. So it's a practical knowledge.
Wow.
You know, so that's the depthness of the Quran, what we get out of it, and then you know, the examples. You know,
Because I was about to ask about examples. So do you think? So who else is in your group? Like your brotherhood? Is there like a group of you guys? Or
A lot of
okay, but y'all meet like once a month, or is it like a telephone thing? You just hit somebody when you think they.
I mean, you know, we try our best to stay connected because, like, you know, we all got different things going on in our life.
Yeah,
you
of
know.
course.
And a lot of the brothers that we did time, you know, our circle, a lot of them is out now.
Yeah.
And so we stay connected, you know, some form of fashion.
Because what I was thinking was how would you like Roof, like the Imam Roof, how would you guys be imams out here? Is that
character, conduct. You
Oh,
can't
okay.
be the imam. Imam is just a leader of prayer, right? So in our household, we all like imams in our household. My wife tell me she ain't Muslim. She fasted with me in the month of Ramadan.
Wow.
She when Fajr come in, not when Maghrib come in, she'll say, "Man, Maghrib in." So she calling me on that because she see that this is a beautiful thing. It's the best example of the Quran is you through your example. You know what I mean? So she's saying that. She says a good thing. That changed you.
So why should she? Yeah, why would
She's
she?
not gonna go,
down that?
hey, you know what I mean? So, you know, I sit. And
That's
do,
a smart woman.
right. So,
and the natural order thing is gonna flow right with it.
right.
The natural order, you know what I'm saying? What's positive and go right along with it. So she gonna see it, everyone else will see it, and those who you around, they gonna see it. And whether it's not just see it, they gonna feel it. They gonna feel your aura, and they gonna want to be a part of that. You know, they gonna want to be around it.
So what do we? Because people hear Islam and they think of other
Fear
stuff.
factor, exactly.
Yeah. So if these dudes, I think these little dudes are looking for something to be a part of.
Yes, they are.
So when you were 17, who did you listen to? Like who could you? I guess nobody, huh?
No, when I was 17, I listened to the streets.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I listened to. You know, my mom probably tried to tell me things, my grandmother, my grandfather, my family members, but they had so much going on in their life, and my life was so much at that time in the whirlwind. It was just I was just going to and fro.
Yeah.
So it was just so much going on, selling drugs, doing this and doing that, smoking weed, drinking at a young age, and then so basically I was listening to my corrupt desires. Mm-hmm. So my corrupt desires, my corrupt passions, you know, led me and kept me in a corrupt lifestyle, and that's what it did. My lower desires. That's what I listened to. So now. Wish my corrupt desires was unchecked. So
that's the other thing. If it's unchecked,
they were unchecked. And so at that age, you know, I was a talented youngster, but I didn't utilize it the way I should have. Yeah. And then so sad as it is, but true as it is to say that it led to me being the person that I am today. And so I'm grateful and humble at that 17-year-old guy. Because now I'm able to sit back at 50 and reflect and give back to these same guys that I see growing up in that era.
Yeah.
You know, it's in 2020. So when I see somebody, I look at myself. When I see them, I see myself. And it's easy for me to talk to them.
That's good.
It's easy for me to talk to them. I talk to them at work, at the marinas, wherever I met. I might, you know, you just can't approach them. You got to find a way to get in.
You got to find a way.
Yeah, because they all apprehensive like we were. Man, who is you, man? You can't talk to me like that.
I'm still kind of
I don't know where you from.
Yeah. And what you want from me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you have to find a way to get in. So if you know, and we taught through one of our principles that a tradition or a saying in the words of the prophet, peace be upon him, that if you can change one person, that's like changing a generation or a nation.
Really?
Yes. Because you think, if I change you, if you change by doing the things I'm doing, then that helps you and those who follow behind you.
And everybody that touch my life.
Yeah. Exactly.
Okay.
And so what Hamza was saying, when we had those spiritual leaders and spiritual advisors, imams, being Abdul Rauf, Enrique Rashid, Muhammad Sharif, and so on and so forth, we followed their examples, right? And so their example encouraged us, inspired us. But they also follow examples, people who came before them. Yeah. So that's how nations and generations will change. Because
and that's why we not doing, because nobody here is following this except this straight.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so people may think Islam is something new. So everything we said now with the COVID-19, stay clean, keep yourself fresh, wash your hands. We've been doing this. This has been a practice and a principle in Islam over 1,400 years ago. We've been doing this. Yeah. So the lockdown, the spooking, that's why we don't really get caught up in that. But we understand those who do.
Yeah.
Because now you see 50, 60-year-old people, 30, they like the infantile stage, as you was alluded to earlier, about a child at 25 and 30 still in the womb of their parents. Don't know what to do.
Don't know
because
how to do it.
Because they've been so guarded and so kept. You know what I mean? So now when it's time to fend for themselves, they don't know what to do.
They don't know.
And that's what's going on. We see it right now.
Yeah. What are you doing as a positive thing to help others?
Well, for me, every person that, I ain't gonna say every person, but a lot of people that I see, I give them some positive advice. Especially, the youngsters. My brother, one of them, I'm always in his ear, about, doing the right thing. And, I always tell him, just look at my example. I'm always giving positive advice, to different people, just throughout the community, wherever I'm at. If I see something, if I see somebody, needs something, I'm giving.
Yeah.
But I do also want to take it a little bit, further, because our peoples need help.
Help, yeah.
They need help, and I just created this. I've been created this nutritious chart. I need to give it to brother too. As far as exercise and the diet things that we put in our body. We exercising, but now we still want to eat. Certain things that we shouldn't eat.
Garbage,
garbage. And also, I want to incorporate that. What the brother got going on. So that's something positive. That's for everybody.
But that's huge because food is the gas that you run on, and if your mind ain't fueled right, how do you expect to function right?
Exactly. And then, we worried about these different diseases, cancer, and all these things. But okay, just sit back and just look at all the stuff that you eat. I mean, have you ever thought about some of this stuff can be killing me? No, in which it is.
It is. It
You
is.
know, and so I want to also put that out.
I think that's huge.
I'm
That's
gonna give
huge.
the brother, and we're gonna formulate that. I already got it mapped out. I already got it written. I just need to push it a little bit more.
All right. Well, keep us updated. I'll whatever you website or whatever you doing, we gonna plug it on here for
Yes,
sure.
sir. Yes, sir.
In 2012, in Folsom, or 2011, they had what was called a Cancer Relay for Life walk, and that's when it'll be probably about 50 groups of inmates, groups of 8 to 10. Would do walks, have like celebrations to give back for those who died from cancer, suffer from cancer, things of that nature. And so they said, okay, here, have some teams or groups, and so we bring food out and things like that. It became like a celebration for us.
Wow.
It became like our Juneteenth in the summertime.
Huh.
Right? So you Mexicans, whites, but everybody had their teams. You walked to the yard, people dressed. It was just something to do.
Yeah.
We looked for that for that year. And so our first couple of teams was called Rich Town, Rich Rollin'. People had their name at their cities and sets and things like that. And so I said, here I am on my way to the parole board, and it's time for change. I'm Muslim. So our team was called, our last team was called Rich Town, Rich Rollin', something like that.
Rich Rollin'.
Something like that. And so I said, in 2013, I'm going to change the name to Motivated to Help Others. I need y'all behind me. And so I changed the name to Motivated to Help Others. And Rakeem and Hamza, they was part of it. And so what I did, I said, well, I read out a mission statement. I said, this here, every year, we're going to push Motivated to Help Others, because that's going to be the mission. And so what I did, I carried it to the streets, to the society. And so right now, I'm in the process of turning to a nonprofit. I use the Motivate to Help Others. The foundation of it is through fitness. And so in December, my fiance Keisha and myself, we passed off sleeping bags and hygiene products to the homeless out here in Richmond. We did that every Saturday and Sunday. But since the COVID-19 been going on, I've been at the Vallejo Marina holding fitness sessions. On Wednesdays and Thursdays, I'm at the Richmond Arena holding fitness sessions.
Wednesday and Thursday.
Wednesday and Thursday.
What time?
At 4:30 Richmond Marina on the 14th Street side.
On the 14th Street side. Y'all, everybody want to get motivated, get motivated.
And so, so many different type of people. I'm surprised. I was surprised, but it's a beautiful thing that when you give, you never know who's watching. So it's not just my people, black people I see coming out there who are interested. I see whites, Mexicans, Asians. They come take pictures with me. They take get my business card.
Wow.
They want to endorse the situation. And say once this is over with, the chief of police, Neil Gang, he contacted me about a month and a half ago. He said, once this is over with, I want you to work with our youth and Pinot to help put our community back together. With what you have going on. Rich City Bikes was right across the street.
Yeah.
They come out there, I talk with them, take pictures and things like that. And so I done had people call me and contact me through email or personal phone number to come talk to their kids who might be going through things. I got everything on my phone.
Okay.
We have a YouTube channel, Motivate to Help Others on YouTube.
Okay.
Matter of fact, just yesterday, 2 women from Canada, they made a 25-second video.
Wow.
About how Motivate to Help Others inspired them.
Wow.
Way in Alberta, Canada. 2 Caucasian women, they husband and wife, they lesbians. And it's I'm like, wow, Motivated Husband, way out there?
You wouldn't even have thought, huh?
Yeah, and so I have it right here. Let me show it to you. And just with that, and that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to reach the elderly, the youth, those who went through the same things that we went through. And it's all about giving back and making amends.
Yeah.
And so I know, and here they are right here.
Well, because this is a green screen, so
Okay.
when you mention it, it's probably gonna be playing on the back, the back of the. What you
That's good.
And that's what we doing. So we just trying to keep on building, trying to keep on pushing that.
The YouTube channel is called Motivate to Help Others.
Yeah, but the number
All right.
2. It's matter of fact,
We live in Alberta, Canada.
Oh wow.
We're at Lejon, aka Fahim.
Wow.
We just got finished doing an awesome little soccer workout that we probably wouldn't have done otherwise. So thank you very much. Keep it up, buddy. Motivated to help others. Motivated.
That's good. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Sir.
You never know who you touch.
You never know.
Who you touch.
You never know. So, and that's it. And also, I'm trying to put together a docu-series called Voices of Unheard Tears. Yes, and that's about women being able to get a deep thoughts, insights, and emotions about losing a loved one to streets, national death, causes, things like that. And so, I really want to put that together.
Write it up. We'll do it. We'll do it. It's not even an issue.
Yes.
You line it up and we'll shoot it and edit it.
Absolutely.
It's not even an issue. It'll
appreciate
get
that.
done. We looking for stuff, so that'll be something we needed to do anyway. It's done.
Yeah.
It's done.
Yes, indeed.
Supporting that is a must. We're gonna do that. You know, of course. I wanted to touch on too. With that being said, how going back to what you said about the support I hear to the youth. Right, I'm really my mind. I've been out 40-some days. I even got a driver's license. I came out in the middle of the COVID-19, so everything was shut down. My support came from my brothers. You know, they've been picking up, chauffeuring me around.
Man.
You know, so I've been living a high life. You know, sport to death. But at the same time, you know, I have got, you know, I had got a chance to write down me a small, you know, nonprofit organization. I'll get my hands wet into that. I just right now want to feel my way through. But
What's the name of it?
Dorothy.org. Defenders of Real Truth Helping Youth. And I'm more so into not just the geographical location, but the demographic of the youth in terms of the mindset. Why are we not learning new languages? Why are we not learning business? Why are we not learning econ? You know, and if it can't be in the schools, why it's not at the recreational parks? Why we ain't, you know, touching to the colleges and reaching out for those who just graduated and paying them through the nonprofit and having them come to the parks to teach Spanish, to teach French, to teach, because if we dealing with a world economic, and that's what I became when I went to college in Susanville. My major was in, you know what I mean, business. So when I start delving into that and start looking at it from an entrepreneur sense, it was a lot of things. I got real close to the professors, and they liked it where I was coming from.
Yeah.
But they was like, we're not, you know, the spirit you coming from, we couldn't even begin to engage it the way you can. So for me, you know, if I him, you know, it'd be more so subsidiary to his, build it up and then start reaching back, because I put it like this. There's a saying in about Noah, Prophet Noah, right? And it said about you have the most befouled men follow you. Right? So nothing has changed but the time for as the society that's decaying. The people, because the people decay, society decays.
Yeah, it's no.
So we looking at, you know, for us young black men and people of color itself decaying because they don't have the ideal role models, and that's our role. Just like they removed a lot of, when we was coming up, we had a lot of guys that did a lot of public speaking outside the internet. We had the Martin Luther King, revolutionaries, the Black Panthers and all that, right? But it's so fragmented now, it went underground. But guess where it went? To the prisons. Man, they flocked to the prisons to try to equip us with what's going on. They like, man, we need y'all. What was being expressed to us, right? We had righteous imams, we had business professors, we had all these guys that come talk to us. Yeah, we had Galvin, you know, I don't know if you were at Galvin Club to teach you how to do public speaking. And we had a lot of business people, a lot of, you know, people from commerce, and a lot of, you know, world leaders and stuff like that would come inside the prisons and talk to us. So we was privy to see it, feel it, touch it, and it became tangible for us. So it was able for us to say, you know what, I'm going to develop me a nonprofit. I'm going to develop me, you know, because the things that I view, they don't view it. They're giving me the surface because they couldn't go depth because they don't want to really go into North Richmond.
Plus, I don't think they even know. Like, they don't even, like, if I said something, they don't even really know what you're talking about sometimes. They don't have an idea. So that makes sense to me, what you're saying. It is a surface. It's a checklist. Right. It's a checklist. Right.
It's like going to elementary school all over again. You got to break it out. You got to break it completely down, as he was saying, and then go step by step by
To
step.
build
I'm
it
doing
up.
this. I'm trying to do this. This I'm trying to do. Okay, they see it a little bit. Then they come to the point. Okay, what you need, you make it happen. And that's how I go. But they don't really understand.
Yeah, they don't understand.
And then you got, they quick to pick up a basketball, football, baseball, whatever, right?
Yeah.
Okay, it's okay to do that. Okay, but while you at this recreational part, up on the Dorothy.org, motivated others, you're gonna do this. You're gonna be on the team. Everybody gonna play.
Oh yeah, everybody.
You're not gonna turn nobody around. How about that?
Yeah.
You're gonna be able to play football. You're gonna be able to play baseball. Cause why? It's already non-profit. It's already sponsored.
Yeah.
It's a facility that creates
For that, yeah.
Okay, so you got that.
But you gonna tell me what compound? Yeah. The compound interest. Yeah.
Spanish.
Yeah.
Why you don't want to learn French? Why you don't want to learn Swahili? Why you don't want to learn Arabic? Because the more knowledge you encourage, you become worldly, and that breaks the monotony of the subculture. Because you're
all of
educated.
these locks you have in your
Right.
mind. Yeah.
You can communicate somebody in French. That's gonna now you want to know what's going on in France.
Absolutely. Or if you can't understand it. Why everybody talking this foreign language? I'm the only one who don't understand it. Is they talking about me? What Hans was saying is that when you try to reach back to the youth, right, and give back, why they not reading books? Why they not doing this? Why not doing that? So what I did, what motivated help others, about a month ago, I got two youngsters come to their brothers. One's 17 and one is 14. They ready to come out there, just give it the equipment and work out. So as soon as they start picking, I said, stop. I went to my backpack. They looking at me. I said, this is what's going on. Here. This is called Go Give a Leader. I gave them a book on leadership, but did my entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
On leadership, and I gave them a book on finances. I said, before you even start working out, you got to start reading these books. They looking at me. But we talk about imams, leadership, how you do it. So if you're doing the right thing and they feel it, they're going to follow you. So they started reading the books. I said, now we can work out. When it's time to break, read a book. So what started happening was that they come and say, what the book said? They do like this here. They won't just say it.
Wow.
They like, I say, here you go. Let's go.
But
that's
good because that elevates the conversation.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we talking about real estate. We talking about it's funny that these people everybody talk about how they want to get money, but nobody knows how to get money.
Right.
It's rules to this.
Rules.
And it kind of hurt me because it's like, why didn't nobody tell me this?
Exactly. And
Why didn't nobody tell me this?
Because you know why they excuse me, they're educating us to go to college and don't never come back. Don't never come back, because when you come back, you're different. You're educated. You stay where the educated people are. When you come back and start talking this educated tongue, hey,
So it's a means of separation?
of course.
Get this, but don't use it. Get this one, but don't take it back to your people. Because listen, if you wake up to sleeping masses, we won't just go protesting and breaking down windows. We gonna protest a different way to get back what's ours.
Yeah, I'm buying this whole city, motherfucker. Why
Right.
would I try to destroy this?
So if you educated, so he's a lawyer, you're a doctor, she's a scientist, she's a professor, she's a lab technician. We got all these different things going on.
What do we need
What's
this
up?
outside? Yeah,
For what?
We go on the inside.
To ourselves.
make our own.
Just like walking down the street. I'm to the point like this. From what I recognize, me and him just talking. We just ride. We say, look at the street. We don't own nothing.
We don't own nothing. It's going
That's
down
what an
23rd
educated
Street.
mind does, though. It does what? It surveys its environment.
Mm-hmm.
So when you say, I want to be an entrepreneur, I want to get money. To get money to do what? Buy some apartments? What? To buy a restaurant? To what? To buy... If you ain't thinking like that, you're not an entrepreneur.
You're not an entrepreneur. You
You
buying
just get
Jordans?
money and giving it away.
Yeah, you just
You see?
you fueling another person's economy.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
and that's exactly what they doing.
Exactly.
Is this hair?
Right.
This hair, I think that's the way. I
They
don't know
buying and
how.
selling hair.
So we had a group, and they had hair.
Mm-hmm.
For some reason, I don't know how this dude got hair, but he got hair.
Right.
He talked to the Asian. The Asian said, "No, I can't buy hair from you. I belong to a group, and if I start buying hair from you, they're gonna kick me out this group."
Yeah.
It's designed to keep us out. When they say bloodsuckers of the poor, it ain't a truer word been spoken. That's exactly what everybody is feeding off of us.
And then when you look back and then you say, well, Robin Hood, that was a cartoon, a little miniseries, but it was so true. But vice versa.
And it is.
Rob from the poor and get to the rich.
Yeah. Rob and keep them poor.
Yeah.
My wife been doing hair for 32 years. Had her own hair shop. Let's get a boutique shop. Let's get to where we sell supplies. She said, listen, that's sold out.
Because of Asians.
The Asians got all that. Don't, she said, that's a crap. And I'm talking about, they got it to where all their family come down, whoever come around, it's a part of them, they're going to set them up.
And they do that.
It's part of a franchise. So here you come, black man, only time come, you and your wife trying to open. All the cosmetics, everything going to be high. Because what they're going to do, they're going to sell it to you high, but they're going to sell it to their people low. Because they got it cornered.
Yep.
We can't get mad at them about that because
Oh, no.
they went to college. They understood what economics is. They understood what, you know what I mean, where they got to go. That's why when they started, they went to where? They went to the urban communities. Why? Because the rent is cheap.
The rent is cheap.
Right? Whites don't want to be down there. So they opened all the liquor stores. Once they got them liquor stores.
They do liquor store. Indians did liquor.
So they got them liquor stores. The government is giving out food stamps, so who they going to go spend it with? They're going to spend with their friendly neighborhood liquor stores. Once they got that, they start buying the property. This is gentrification. Let's go into gentrification.
Then force the rent to go up.
Now they bring it up. They buy all the property, they bring it up. We can't move back.
Yeah.
Cannot move back. Yeah.
Why? Because we economically bankrupt. We ain't been taught that.
Right.
No, don't even want to know. Some of us don't even want to know.
Well, they don't know because they don't know better. If you know better, you're going to do better.
You know. I know you know. I know y'all both know.
Yeah.
As soon as I started saying, man, you know, if we had this and that, they just...
And you know what it is?
They just glaze over. I'm like, you're not even listening to me.
It's too much what's working on their mind. They want their mind to work. It's too much. That's that muscle, that little muscle up in here.
Yeah.
It's too much on their muscle.
So how?
You got to exercise the mind.
So you just saying little bites first?
We have to.
We
can't. Once you give it, it's like when you give a baby a big old spoon, it's gonna throw it right back up.
Or they gonna choke.
They're gonna choke. So we got to give it to them a little bit at a time. The same way we got it, a little bit at a time. Because when we try to force them, we run from it. They get scared. Yeah. Because one time,
That's true.
since I've been home, I grew up on 4th and Florida, right on the south side, and so the house I was born in, the house I was arrested in, my grandmother owned 3 of those houses, right side by side. So I saw a Mexican woman coming. I was so hurt when my family lost her home, right? And so I saw a woman come out the house. My auntie said, "Oh, she stay right there." I told her, "I'm looking." And my auntie, she just looked at him. She said, "Oh, he finna start tripping." So I saw the lady, because my grandmother, she died right there in the hospital, but they took her from that home to the hospital when she passed away, 2009. So I told her, I said, so she looking at me. I said, "I was born in this home." She said, "Huh?" I said, "I was born and raised in some." She said, "Oh, okay." Then my auntie's like, "But don't say nothing." I said, "But sooner or later, I'm going to come back and get this home."
Get this. I'm coming.
So she just looking at me. I said, "Yeah, I'm going to come back and get this home. We not here, but this is our stuff."
Yeah.
Okay, we don't own no street, we don't have no titles or things of that nature. If we don't have something, well, y'all left this here. Y'all let people take it, so we out here killing shit. We don't know what to do. We following you. Y'all left us with nothing.
Nothing.
Part of motivate to help others is to get back and find a way to do better.
Yeah.
You
I like it.
And that's and that's leading by example.
And that's
entrepreneurship.
And that's another principle he playing about Islam too, right? I got to put this in here because imam, right? It's not someone that just come amongst us and say, "I'm your leader,"
Oh no. Yeah. No.
right? So it said first get to know your brother, and once you get to know your brothers, then you must elect someone who will lead you based on the Quran. So when we go to select who we feel is best amongst us to interpret the Quran and lead us based on our geographical location and demographic, based on our understanding, right? We know who this brother is. And now, guess what? Now we're bonded and binded by the oath. Now we got to be held accountable to allow him to lead. So when he said, when Fahim said, young brother said, "Man, y'all left us and we follow y'all example." Okay, so since you follow example, now you got to follow the example I am now.
Yeah.
You said that out your mouth.
Yeah.
Right.
Let's
That
see
got
how
you
true you
talk.
are as a man.
Right.
Yeah. Let's see how true.
See, so it's just the matter of communicating, right? And you know, sometimes you gotta understand people be intoxicated, people be running away from their own selves.
Lying.
They don't like to face the truth of a thing. You know, they've been abused. They're in turn to abusers. So when you try to tell them something that's You trying to tell me to stop doing what I'm doing? I got a whole lot I got to stop.
Yeah.
It's way more than me just smoking some weed or whatever.
And drinking it.
Who gonna put some money in my pocket?
Yeah. It's a lot of stuff we supposed to teach that
Absolutely.
other people, they not going to teach us. We have to teach it.
Because we got the knowledge.
Yeah,
Small
you
location.
have to teach it. But that's why I'm saying, that's why I did the podcast, that's why I'm doing the music, that's why I'm doing the real estate, that's why I'm doing all of the stuff I'm doing. It's because I'm trying to be what I didn't have when I thought I needed it.
We have to.
So that's the whole point of this whole thing. And I'm glad, because that's what it sounds like y'all doing.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what we're doing.
Yeah.
Teach one. Help somebody. I don't care what color you is. We all need help. So if we got it, give it to someone else. So they can pass it on. Because if we be selfish with it, then we can't grow as a people. As a country, as a unit. So if we're doing something positive, let's do it. Let's share it. Don't keep it in because it don't do no good. You keeping it in.
No.
Ain't nobody benefiting.
No.
So let's spread, the knowledge, the positive knowledge that we got, to help each other, just throughout life. And if we can do that, we can grow as a people and the country will be better.
Well, I want my legacy to be passed down as someone that helped change. That didn't just talk about change, but was part of the change. And that's what I want my legacy to be, and that's what I want to continue to do. And that's what I want the world to know, is that once upon a time, Fahim was this, now he's that.
Transition.
And basically is that, as Rakeem was just saying, instead of a receiver, a giver. And that's it right there.
Yeah.
For me, just embracing where I'm at today, and just renew myself amongst others, renew my relationships, renew my friendships, renew whatever ideas I have, bring them forth. Because if I take them as being old, I'm not going to act them. They're going to remain old. Man. So I want to renew all the things that, everything that was positive that, gave me a platform to be who I am today. I want to go on to do public speaking. I think I have a viewpoint that needs to be shared. Also, to continue to be the best husband I can be, the best father I can be, the best friend I can be, and promote brotherhood, and continue to be a Muslim. And, because I still have a long way to go to learn that. I love Islam because it's always something to learn. And I'm always, gaining some type of knowledge from it. And it helps me be a better human being, going back to Rakeem said, DT. Just sticking with that, man. And, just I want them to know that they can always count on me to my very last breath. I'm one of them type of guys.
Yeah. So
just continue to practice what I know to be true. And allow that to guide me where I need to be. So I thank you for your time and allowing us to come down.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. It's a pleasure. It's a beautiful thing. I can't wait to get down here. Yeah.
It's all good. That's what we trying to do. We trying to make something that people can listen to. This is a resource now, and it's going to be on YouTube. So it'll be somebody can see faces, put the lives to faces, and say, "Look at this dude. He did this. You can do it." The strength. Now they don't have to choose Islam. But if you choose anything and become a better person, I ain't mad at you.
I would want to say one thing is this. I can change. Anybody can change. Believe that. Because I couldn't read. I mean, my academic level in school was third grade, so, and I just really kind of gave up on that. But if I can change, anybody in the world can change.
Yeah,
absolutely.
That's what we want. Change for the good. Yeah. All right. That has been the episode of How Do You View You, brought to you by Soleil Pickles, SOLEPICKLES.com. Use your code DARK11 to get $5 off your pickle. We're going to do a pop-up also. I don't know if people know, but we're going to do a pop-up in June. COVID, you're going to be 6 feet away, but it's COVID, and we're going to do it. Exclusively on the Dark Network. Thank y'all for tuning in, and thank y'all for showing up. We're going to do it again. We're going to do it again.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
All right.
Appreciate
Thank
you.
you.
All right, welcome.
to the Translucent Podcast once again.
And my lane is the positive music. You know, a lot of
Dark,